Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 3.8, Coin Exchanges. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, and your math journal. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open up your math journal to page 74. If you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for question number 1, write 3 names for 50. I had 30 plus 20. I had 2 quarters, and then 75 minus 25. And you maybe have some different answers than me, and that's okay. For question number 2, write the fewest number of coins needed to make 67 cents. So I know that I could use 2 quarters because that would get me to 50, and then 1 dime would bring me to 60, 1 nickel would get me to 65, and then 2 pennies would bring me to 67 cents. For question number 3, fill in the rule and the missing numbers. So going from 132 to 122, I know that my rule is minus 10. And so then my missing numbers, I have 114 minus 10 would get me to 104. And then 205 minus 10 would bring me to 195. For question number 4, solve. So 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. 80 plus 60 is equal to 140. 7 plus 4 is 11. 40 plus 70, I still have my basic fact of 11, but then I just added my 0 to get me to 110. And the unit that I picked today was dogs. For question 5, 10 children ordered juice, 13 ordered milk. How many children ordered drinks? I know that 10 plus 13 is 23, so I put that information in my parts. The total is what I'm solving for, so I have my question mark, and then I included my number model. For question number 6, what is the temperature? Looking at the thermometer, I can see that it is 28 degrees, and yes, I would wear a coat. If you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please check those and fix them with your pencil and eraser before moving on to the next slide. If you could use your notebook paper or a whiteboard and marker, if the speed is too fast, please pause as often as needed. Find the exact change for the given problem. So if I owe 42 cents, but I'm paying with 50 cents, how much change would I get back? Can you write down your change either in coins or write down the number amount? Press pause and then play when you're ready to check. Okay, so if I was at 42, I would have some pennies to get me to 43, 44, 45. Once I'm at 45, I'm going to add a nickel to bring me to 50. So my change would be 3 pennies and a nickel. I also could say 8 cents. Let's try 2 more like this. If I'm at 85 cents and I'm trying to get to $1, how much change would I get back? Can you press pause and then play? So if I'm at 85, I would add a nickel would get me to 90, and then a dime would get me to $1. So 5 plus 10 is 15. So the amount of change that I would get back would be 15 cents. We'll try one more like this. If I'm at 37 cents is how much I owe, but I'm giving $1, how much change would I get back? Can you press pause to solve and play to check your answer? So from 37, I'm going to start with pennies until I get to my next 10. So I'm at 38, 39, 40. Then I'm going to switch over and add a dime, which brings me to 50. And then I can use 2 quarters to bring me to 75 and $1. So the amount of money that I would get back would be 63 cents. We're going to work more on this in today's lesson. But for now, you can put your whiteboard to the side and take out your math journal. And we'll first look at page 76. So this is a vending machine, and today's lesson is buying from a vending machine. So we're going to take a look. The exact change light is on. So when that light is on, you want to buy something and you need to use the exact amount of money. So if you want to buy a carton of orange juice, which coins will you put in if you need to have the exact amount? For the second question, it's telling you that the change light is off and you want to buy a carton of 2% milk. You don't have the exact change. So which coins or bills will you put in? And then how much change will you get back? Why don't you press pause to try to solve and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, so looking at that first one, so I'm buying orange juice. So orange juice costs 65 cents and the exact change is on. So I'm going to use my coins. I'm going to use 2 quarters, which is 50, a dime brings me to 60, and then a nickel to get me to 65. And there's other ways to get 65, but this is the way using the fewest amount of coins. Now I'm going to buy 2% milk, which costs 35 cents. And I don't have the exact change. So this time I'm going to use 2 quarters. And you can use this way, or you could also pay with a $1 bill. So then if I'm at 35 and I need to get to 50, I know that 5 would bring me to 40, and then a dime or a 10 would get me to 50. So the amount of change that I would get back would be 15 cents. Let's try some more like this. So now if you can still look at 76, but then also look at page 77. So for the first part, for number 3, it's telling us that the exact change light is on. So that means if you're buying chocolate milk, you can draw the coins for the exact amount. And same thing for the strawberry yogurt drink, do the exact amount. And then you can pick one for the exact amount. Let's see if you can answer questions 3 first. And then press pause and then play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, so we're going to talk about just that top part of the page first. So I'm going to make mine so you can see just the top. So if I'm buying chocolate milk and I look and see, okay, chocolate milk costs 40 cents and I'm paying with the exact amount. So I'm going to have a quarter, which is 25, a nickel is 30, and then a dime brings me to 40. If I'm going to have strawberry yogurt drink, I can see that costs 70 cents. Now there's more than one way to show this, but I like to show it using the fewest amount of coins. So I'm going to show that by doing 2 quarters, which equals 50, and then a dime, 60, and another dime to bring me to 70. For this last one, I picked apple juice. You maybe pick something different, and that's okay. But apple juice is 55 cents, so I'm going to use 2 quarters, which is 50 cents, and then a nickel, which brings me to 55. Now, second graders, for the bottom half of the page, the exact change light is off. So if you're buying orange juice, which costs 65 cents, but you're going to pay with 3 quarters, how much change will you get back? And if you're buying chocolate milk, which costs 40 cents, but you're paying with $1, how much change will you get back? Then you get to pick 3 more items, tell me what coins you're going to use to buy, and then how much change you would get back. So can you finish the page, press pause, and then play when you're ready to check? All right, second graders, let's take a look at the second half of the page. So if I'm buying orange juice, which is 65 cents, and I'm paying with 3 quarters, 3 quarters is 75 cents. So I know if I'm going from 65 to 75, that's going to be 10 cents. I'd get 10 cents back. Then if I'm buying chocolate milk, which is 40 cents, and I'm paying with $1, I need to think how much to go from 40 to $1, or from 40 to 100. And I would know that that would take 60. 60 cents would be my change. Then for this next one, I picked grape juice, and you maybe pick something different, and that's okay. But grape juice costs 45 cents, and I paid with 2/4. I paid with 50 cents. So to go from 45 to 50, it would be 5 cents. So my change would be 5 cents. Then I chose apple juice, which is 55 cents, and I paid with $1, and I want to know how much change I would get back. So if I'm at 55, I know 5 cents would bring me to 60, and then 40 would bring me from 60 to 100. So my change would be 45 cents. For the last problem, I bought 2% milk, which is 35 cents, and I paid again with $1. So I want to think about how much to go from 35 to 100, or from 35 to $1. I know 5 cents would bring me to 40, and then 60 cents would bring me to $1. 60 plus 5 would be 65 cents would be my change. So again, some of this page you might have the same as me, and some of it might be different, but just double check to make sure that your change matches how much you should get back. All right, the last thing we'll talk about today are math boxes. I'm going to ask that you complete this page on your own. When you're all done, take a picture and add that picture to Seesaw for your classroom teacher, and we will go over this page in our next video. So for question number 1, how much money? And if you can show me that in cents and in dollar, it's in cent notation. For question 2, solve. Don't forget about your unit. For question 3, how many children ate 2 scoops of ice cream? For question 4, tomorrow I will eat lunch. Circle if it's certain, likely, unlikely, or impossible. For question 5, how old will you be in 18 years? Fill in the diagram and write the number model. So think about how old you are today and your change, and then how old you will be when you're at the end. And then solve for number 6, and again, don't forget about your unit. All right, I'll see you next time.